Hi, this is Ed with Fax Authority, and in this video we'll be showing you how to fax with eFax through their web-based system. This is part of a multiple series of videos on eFax, so for more please see our site faxauthority.com/efax. There we also have a video overview of how to receive faxes, as well as how to send faxes from other emails, such as from your email account or from your desktop. So for this video I'll go through this twice. First, a quick version to give you an idea of how the process works, then a second version where I'll go through and I'll cover all the features and functions and options that come when you're sending a fax through eFax's web-based system. So let's say we have three documents here, a spreadsheet, a Word document, and a picture. If this is just a spreadsheet that might have any sort of regular information, as well as a chart with it. We have a Word document that consists of a picture as well as a whole bunch of text. And we also have a picture of the fax man. So that's just three things that we just want to send to somebody in a fax. And let's just say that we want to send these from our computer to somebody else's fax number. So all we need to do when faxing through eFax's web-based interface is open up our web browser, log into our eFax account, select Send Faxes, and now we just need to put in the fax number that we want to send this to. So I'm just going to put some information in here. Then all we need to do is select Attach Files, select the files that we want, and then click on Send Fax. And we've just sent our fax. It's pretty simple and straightforward to do. There's not a lot to have to think through, and you can send a fax off in a few seconds if you already have information and your files ready. Now I'll go through this a second time and go through all the functions and features involved. First of all, this can be done from any place where you have access to the internet. So if you're at your work computer or in an internet cafe, you can access your eFax account directly from the web to send your faxes. You can also access the web interface from any operating system, whether it's Windows, Linux, Mac, or even some other operating system, as long as you have access to the web. When you're sending a file, there's nothing that needs to be converted over. If you have multiple file formats, such as here, where we have a Word document, a spreadsheet, and a picture, these will all be converted over automatically by eFax's system when the fax is sent. So once we have all the files we want to send, all we have to do is open our browser and log into our eFax account if we haven't done so already. We'll click on the Send Fax button, and we'll now have eFax's web send interface. First thing we'll do here is put in the name and fax number we want to send to. And we also have the choice to import this directly from a list of contacts that we may have already set up. I don't have any contacts at the moment, however, once you've placed your contacts in here, you can directly pull them into any faxes you're sending. I'll show you how to set up contacts and work with contacts in another part of the review at faxauthority.com/efax. We can also put in the company name of the person we're sending this to. Then we just put in the fax number we want to send. And we can also choose whether or not we want to have a cover page included on the fax. If we choose to have a cover page included, this will put the format of the default cover page that we selected in the options. We'll cover how to change and edit the default cover page in a separate video. eFax comes with a good-looking default cover page out of the box, so it's something you have to go ahead and change and edit before you start using it. However, it's an option that if you want to make your faxes and your cover pages look different, or maybe you want to customize them for your company's logo, you have that option, you have that choice to do it. The subject and the message part of the menu will get converted over to the subject and body of the cover page on the fax that we send. So I'll just fill some information in here. At the time of this video, we can include up to 10 attachments or up to 18 megabytes of files in the fax. These can come from mixed file types, so we can combine Word documents and spreadsheets and pictures and all different types of files. And eFax has all the mainstream and some of the unusual file types that can be sent. What's great about the system is that it will go through the whole process of converting the file over to the fax once it's been sent, so there's nothing extra that needs to be done on your end. For reference ID, we can enter whatever we like. This can be used for billing or invoice codes. Sometimes you want to put a reference ID if you have purchase orders or other information going through. So whatever system you have that might require a reference ID, you can put that in here. We can also choose to have a send receipt sent to our email address. And this is a really good option for confirming that the fax has been received by the other fax machine. So as soon as the fax goes through and the other fax machine acknowledges, yes, I received it, it will send a message saying, this fax was received by a fax machine at this fax number and at this time. If you're looking for confirmation of a message being sent, this is a really handy option to have, and it's a good practice to have whenever you're sending a fax in general. Final option that we have is to adjust the quality of the transmission. So after we're done putting all this information together, all we have to do is press send, and eFax will take care of the rest. Other than the time it takes to upload the fax to eFax's servers, we don't need to wait around for the fax to transmit because all that is taken care of by eFax's back end. To find out how this looks on the receiving end and more ways to fax, take a look at our page, faxauthority.com/efax, and we've got all the details right there.